Jai Hind everyone, I am Prabhat Kumar and I welcome you all to PYQ Academy. In today's video, I am going to discuss the science questions of UPSC CAPF AC examination 2020. So let's start our discussion. So in the first question it is given that which one of the following statements for an object falling freely under the influence of gravity is correct. Okay. So let me take my pen first. Yes. So it is given that zero acceleration always implies zero velocity. So it is not true in every case because acceleration is the change in velocity per unit time. So if there is no change in velocity but then the acceleration will be zero. And it is possible when the velocity is not zero but it is in positive, at the same time acceleration will be zero. So zero acceleration always doesn't implies zero velocity. Okay, let me explain you mathematically. Suppose if object is going with velocity 10 meter per second and for time t equals to 0 to t equals to 5, it is still v equals to, suppose it is u and it is v 10 meter per second. So here velocity is not equals to 0 but acceleration equals to 0. So that's why this statement is wrong. Now come to second statement. Zero acceleration has no relation with velocity of object. No, it has a relation but it will not always depend upon that. Okay, so it has a relation. Then zero velocity at any instant necessarily means zero acceleration at that instant. No, you can see here the statement is directly given in NCERT that the zero velocity of a particle at any instant does not necessarily imply zero acceleration at that instant. Okay, so this statement is also wrong. Now we are left with our answer, and answer is acceleration is constant all throughout the free fall. This is true. When you will through or leave object from a certain height, suppose this is a height h, then only force acting on it is the acceleration due to gravity, which is always constant, 9.8 meter per second square. So this is true. Acceleration is constant all throughout the free fall. So answer is option D. Now let's move to next question. In the next question, it is given that two magnetic field lines produced by the same source never intersect each other, can originate from same point, can terminate at same point, can intersect depending on situation. So the answer is no two field lines are found to cross each other. Okay, that means they cannot intersect each other. So answer is option A, they never intersect. This was a question from class 10 NCERT chapters, magnetic field chapter. Okay, let's come to next question. The same question from same chapter. Which one of the following statements regarding Fleming's rule is correct? So Fleming's left hand rule gives direction of force on current carrying conductor in a magnetic field. So yes, this is a Fleming's left hand rule. So in Fleming's left hand rule, you can see here the thumb indicates the direction of force, and the forefinger directs the field, and the middle finger is pointing towards direction of current. So the first statement was Fleming's left hand rule gives direction of force on a current carrying conductor in a magnetic field. Yes, it is true. Let's read other statements. Fleming's right hand rule gives direction of force on a current carrying conductor. So you can see here this is diagram this is the image of Fleming's right hand rule, and in this you can see here there is no mention about any force. So this is wrong. Then both left hand and right hand rule can be used. No, only left hand Fleming's rule can be used to determine the force coming from a direction of force on a current carrying conductor. And Fleming's rules has nothing to do with, no, Fleming's left hand rule can be used. So our answer is option A. So let's move to next question. Which one of the following statements regarding motion is correct? First is, all periodic motions are necessarily simple harmonic motion. All simple harmonic motions are necessarily periodic motion, and there is no correlation between the simple harmonic motion and the periodicity of motion. And last option is, the relation between the simple harmonic motion and periodic motion depends upon the mass of the object. So first let us know what is periodic motion and what is simple harmonic motion. So as the name suggests, periodic motion is a motion which repeats it from itself at a regular interval of time. So let's take example of a circular motion. It can be a periodic motion because it repeats it after a certain interval of time. Okay, and in simple harmonic motion, there should be a to and fro motion from a particular mean position. Okay, this is a mean position and this is like to and fro. Okay, so but this is also a periodic motion because it is repeating itself after a particular period of time. But in here, so it is a simple harmonic motion. Okay, and this is a periodic motion, and it can also be called as periodic motion, but this motion cannot be called as periodic motion, a simple harmonic motion, because there is no mean position and the motion is not to and fro. So the first statement will be wrong. All periodic motions are necessarily, all simple are not necessarily simple harmonic motion, because this is not SHM, but all SHM can be necessarily a periodic motion. So our answer is option B. Okay, and all these options are wrong options. Now let's move to next question. The radar used by the police to check overspeeding vehicles work on the principle of, this is a question which is asked a number of times. Answer is Doppler effect. If you don't know, then please remember it. It is an important question. Which one of the following statement with regard to Newton's third law of motion is not correct? Okay, so this question has been directly taken from the chapter Laws of Motion, okay, of higher NCERT, that means of class 11. But although the statements are directly taken from there, so the first statement is, force never occurs singly in nature. So yes, it is true. It was written there, force always occur in pairs. So this is right option. When earth pulls a stone downwards due to gravity, the stone exerts a force on the earth. Yes, this is also true. The earth pulls a stone downwards due to gravity. So does the stone exert a force on the earth? The answer is not obvious since we hardly see the effect on stone, but the answer according to Newton is yes. Yes, the stone does exert equal and opposite force. So according to Newton's third law of motion, it is also correct. Then there is cause-effect relation implied in third law. Here it is given, there is no cause-effect relation implied in third law. So this is wrong, and there is no cause, this is right. So our answer is option C. Okay, if you have to take a guess, suppose you don't know any of the options, but if you have to take a guess, you can take a guess between these two, because generally UPSC puts two close options, and it is in 90% of cases it has been seen this, the answer is between the close options. So then if you are left with these two options, then you have a chance of 50% to make your answer correct, and you can go with that guess. So answer is option C. Next, magnesium is used in, this is a question taken from class 10 NCERT chapter 1. So in the first page you will see experiment in which a flame, a strip of or a magnesium ribbon is being burnt with a dazzling white flame. Okay, and the answer is here. So magnesium is used in fireworks to make bright white light. This is correct. Gemstone jewelry, no. Elementary canal patients, no. Purification water, no. Answer is option A. Then, which one of the following ingredients does not constituent paint? I will consider this as a toughest question of this paper, and also just remember answer option C. No need to go from where it has been taken, or just remember if this question repeats, but this is not a so important question, okay. But remember in the case if it is repeated in the next exam, okay. Then, which one of the following statements about alkaline earth metals is not true? So this is also taken from higher NCERT, okay, from the chapter I think S block of class 11 I think. So let's read the statements. Strontium salts burn with a red flame. You can see here strontium barium impart characteristics, brick red, crimson and apple green colors when to the flame, okay. Then barium metal is used in medicine to examine the alimentary canal of patients by X-ray. Metallic barium is used for making windows of X-ray tubes. So yes, this is true. This is also true. Then green plants need magnesium in order to make chlorophyll that tap the energy for sunlight. We know that green plants contain magnesium, so this is correct. Then red color of gemstone ruby is due to element beryllium present in it. So in that chapter also, the same para there has been given that beryllium and magnesium appear to be somewhat grayish, okay, and the question it is telling red color of beryllium, so it is not possible. So answer is, the question was asking about not correct, so answer is option D. In fact, the ruby is made up of corundum, okay, which has a composition of Al2O3. So answer is option D. Next, which one of the following gases produces a red light when electricity flows through it? Answer is neon. Just remember it. It can be asked in other exams because it is a simply factual question. Next, which one of the following methods can be used to remove permanent hardness of water? Okay. So, okay. By mistake, I took this. Okay, I pasted this by mistake. So please do not consider this. Okay. Now coming to the question, which one of the following methods can be used to remove permanent hardness of water? So although the different methods has been given in chapter class 10 also and in higher NCERT also, so but this topic permanent hardness or hardness of water is an important topic. So in my opinion, you should cover this topic from both 10th as well as from the higher NCERT, so that you will be able to solve each and every question. Here the answer is option B, ion exchange. By boiling, you cannot treat the permanent hardness. You can treat the temporary hardness, but you cannot treat the permanent hardness. So answer is option B. Coming to next question, which one of the following is not a component of photochemical smog? Okay, so this question also taken from higher NCERT, but this question you can also read in geography or in environment chapter, especially in environment, okay. So this is not a tough question. This is a question which is asked in various examination. So the common components of photochemical smog are ozone, nitric oxide, acrolein, formaldehyde and peroxyethyl nitrate, PAN. Peroxyethyl nitrate, okay. So ozone is there, okay, PAN is there, nitric oxide is there, but polyaromatic hydrocarbon is not there. So answer is option C. Next question, the eukaryotic chromatin is composed of. So eukaryotic, we know that all those organisms which contain a membrane bounded cell organism, okay. So now chromatin means it is a part of chromosome, and we know that chromosome contains DNA and protein. You can see here chromosomes are composed of DNA and protein. So our answer is option B, DNA and protein. Next, in which of the following phylum would you place an animal with bilaterally symmetrical triploblastic body with a true internal cavity? Okay, question asked in very much detail. This is directly from chapter 7 of class 9. So the answer is platyhelminthes. Okay, you can see here it is first it is bilaterally symmetrical. Okay, then it is also 3 layers, that means triploblastic. Okay, and this allows outside and inside body lining as well as some organs. However, there is no true internal body cavity. So it satisfies all the 3 conditions given in the questions: bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, but no true internal cavity. So answer is option B. Although porifera doesn't have a bilateral symmetrical body or triploblastic. At the same time, it has a cavity, but it doesn't have a column, and annelida also not. So answer is option B. Now, during respiration in human beings, the actual place of gaseous exchange is, so you can see here, within the lungs. The passage divides into smaller and smaller tubes, which is finally terminated into balloon-like structure, which is called as alveoli, and the alveoli provide surface where the gaseous exchange takes place. So alveoli is the place where gaseous exchange takes place. So answer is option C. Next, so this was from chapter 6 of class 10. Okay, now in human body, the hormone which is secreted into blood and which controls rate of heartbeat. This is from chapter 7 of class 10, control and coordination, where details about different hormones are given, and in one para it is given that adrenaline is secreted directly into blood and carried to different parts of body. The target organs are specific tissues on which it includes heart also. So heartbeat depends upon adrenaline gland. So answer is option A. Next question is, in human beings, certain chemicals which cross the synapse between nerve cells are released from. So you can see here, at the end of axon, the electrical impulse sets off release of some chemicals. These chemicals cross the gap or synapse, and okay, so here we got our answer, the end of axon. So answer is option D, axon nerve. These chemicals are released from axon nerve. Next, which one of the following is the major function of platelets? So we all know, but it is also directly given in CRT that platelets are used to help to clot the blood. So answer is option A, clotting of blood. Next, an electron and a photon have same de Broglie wavelength. It implies that. Okay, now de Broglie wavelength is not given in class up to class 10. So it is given in higher NCERT, but let me solve it. It is represented by lambda equals to h by p, where h is the Planck's constant. Okay, Planck's constant, and p is the linear momentum. So let's take it as lambda e for wavelength of de Broglie wavelength of electron. H will be same, and let it as pe. Similarly for proton, H will be same, and let it as pp. So if we will compare this and it is equal, then definitely h by pe equals to h by pp. Now pp equals to pe. That means linear momentum of both the That means electron and proton will be same. So our answer is option A. These are wrong options. Next, oil and water do not mix because of the property. This is also from higher NCERT. Answer is surface tension, but remember this question, it has been asked in various examinations. So answer is option D. Next, at triple point the substance coexist. This is also taken from higher NCERT, but in this question you can make it correct just by guessing. A triple point means it is asking about a point where three can miss, means are touching each other. Okay, so you can see here pressure, temperature and phase diagram of water where all the three are touching at a point, and this point is known as triple point. So you can guess that there should be at least 3 points, and so answer is option D, 1, 2, 3. Triple point is a point where liquid phase, solid phase and vapor phase touches each other. Next, latent heat corresponds to change in heat at constant. You can see here, at this heat energy is absorbed by ice without showing any rise in temperature. So it is considered that it gets hidden into the content of beaker, and is known as latent heat. The word latent means hidden. So here temperature changes, but temperature remains same, but the state of the matter changes at the same temperature. Okay, state of the matter changes. So answer is latent heat corresponds to change in heat at constant temperature only. Okay. Now, which one of the following statements of photoelectric effect is not correct? Okay, so photoelectric effect, although it is given in higher NCERT, but it is an important topic, so you should remember its use or its definition. First is Albert Einstein receives the Nobel Prize in Physics for explaining photoelectric effect. Yes, this is true. So let's know what is photoelectric effect. Let's take a piece of metal and suppose some energy provided with frequency. So if here is some particle and it has some threshold frequency nu 0, so if you will provide an frequency which is greater than this threshold frequency, then only this particle can be displaced. Okay, now come to next statement. For each metal there is a threshold frequency nu 0 below which this effect is not observed. Yes, if any frequency which is less than nu 0, then photoelectric effect will not come into force. So this is also true. Then at frequency nu greater than nu 0, the kinetic energy of ejected electrons does not change. No, it will change if you will apply this frequency greater than the threshold frequency. Next, the number of electrons ejected is proportional to the intensity of incident light. Yes, this is also true. So the question was asking about not correct, so option C is not correct, so option C is the answer. Next, which one of the following is the average atomic mass of chlorine? A question which is asked in number of times because it is directly given in NCERT. The mass of chlorine is nothing but 35.5. So our answer is option B. This is given in the chapter structure of atom of class 9. Okay. Then which one of the following is not a heterocyclic aromatic compound? Answer is tropolene. No need to know from where it has been taken, or it has no relevance. It was just a factual question. So just know the answer. Answer is option A. Next, in which part of the cell the glucose is converted into pyruvate? So this is an image which is given in NCERT, in which the whole process through which glucose can be converted is given. So in absence of oxygen, it is converted into ethanol, carbon dioxide energy. In lack of oxygen, it is converted into lactic acid energy, and in presence of oxygen, it is converted into carbon dioxide, water, energy. So the question was, in which part of the cell? So here you can see the answer is cytoplasm. So it is converted in cytoplasm, option C. Next, after fertilization, the ovule and ovary subsequently develop to form. So here you can see the ovule develops a tough coat and it is gradually converted into seed. The ovary grows rapidly and ripens into fruit. So ovule and ovary, ovule is seed and ovule fruit. So answer is option A. Next question, which one of the following statements is correct? Again, the breakdown of glucose from the same image it has been asked. So first option is, glucose breaks down to CO2, H2 and energy in all organisms. No, it depends upon the availability of oxygen, so it is wrong. Glucose breaks down into ethanol, CO2 energy in our muscles. No, it converts it in muscles, it breaks down into lactic acid, not ethanol. So answer is wrong, statement is wrong. Glucose breaks down into CO2, H2 energy in all aerobic tissues. Aerobic means where oxygen is present. CO2, H2 energy. So yes, this is true. This is true. Then glucose breaks down into lactate and energy in yeast. No, in yeast it converts into ethanol and carbon dioxide. So this is also wrong. So correct option is option C. Answer is option C. Next question. Growing two or more crops in a same field but in different rows is called a repeated question. The answer is, you can see here in the image, it is intercropping. Different crops are grown in different rows. So answer is option B. Okay. So today we are over with the solutions of science portion of CAPF 2020, and you must have seen that various questions were from 11th and 12th, but no need to worry, it is not very much sure that whether these questions will be whether in the next year they will pick questions from 11 or 12 or not, but it is sure that at least they will ask from 9 or 10. The reason behind the level of toughness, or the reason behind taking question up to class 10, because the qualification in asked in CAPF is graduation only. They are not asking for science graduates, so they try to ask questions up to class 9 and 10 from science portion. Okay, but sometimes they ask from 11 and 12 also, because to increase the toughness level, because they have to eliminate students in the first stage. That's why sometimes few of the questions are also from 11th and 12th. So no need to worry, first complete this, and also you can complete few chapters from this, but no need to read the whole book. You have to read the whole book of class 9 and 10. Okay, so I think I am very much clear in all my explanations. If you have any doubt, please comment, or you can directly connect me on different social media platforms like Telegram, Instagram or WhatsApp. Okay, I had given all the links in the description box. Okay, so or for any details regarding all these exams like CDS, CAPF or NDA, okay, any process, whether it is related to written or medical or physical or interview, because I have been through all these stages, so I can clear all your doubts regarding all the stages. So please connect with me. Okay, so I hope if you like the content, then please share it to all your friends who are preparing for it. And thank you so much for watching PYQ Academy.